Gratitude. My fourth son, when he was born, he was always dying with pneumonia. The doctors could do nothing. They kept trying all the different modalities and nothing worked. And it was through Edgar Casey and castor oil packs that we brought him back to life. So after 5-6 years of having Edgar Casey study group in my home on every Monday night, it took us 7 years to get through a little skinny book like this, which prepared the way to open up the shop. And so when my children were in school, the last two, I said, okay, now what? Now, do I go back and get a degree? So what am I doing? I'm writing and learning how to work with a business. Do I love it? Yes. But it was gratitude, true gratitude, that I opened up my first shop. The store through the last 30 years is absolutely unbelievable. When I first opened, tiny little spot, no bigger than that room there, I would sit all day and no one would come in. And I'd say, what have I done? What have I done?
Let me tell you about Spiral back in those days. It was it was in this building, and it was a third of the size of this. It was the music room, the main room, and this other room. So it was a very small place. It felt like I was raised in the 60s, so it felt like I stepped back into the hippie world.
Kind of wild. We were shot at. We had holes in the windows periodically. Got them replaced finally. I kept them for a while to remind myself. And we had a beautiful statue of the Holy Mother out back and one of the Buddha. And they were hauled away. They'd had to have a Mack truck to get those things out of here. We had letters put in the door that said we should be burnt at the stake. There were a lot of what's the word I want? Resentment at first. But as the years passed, and we were interviewed a lot when they would come in, ready to see, and they would walk around and they would change their attitude. And then it's developed and grown unbelievably because the people grew, and I did. We all grew together. And they became curious. They started stretching. They started looking. They wanted more. And then I felt that the shop had to be moving along with them, so I had to do a lot of research too. Has it developed? Has it grown? 1000%.
When I was a young person, I was amazed that sexuality, different racial groups, different philosophies were not only accepted, but just absolutely embraced. Like, it was just the only place where I could see that happening.
I didn't go to college. I went to the experience school of life itself. So I started searching all of the different religions of the world. And I found that there was a grain of truth, a gold thread in every one of them that spoke of eternal life. And I could see that the whole shop was unfolding to honor and respect every religious path, whether it's religious, spiritual, or no path, that leads to the divine.
We have scientific books from quantum physics to more the mental stuff, psychological books, self-help books, books that are channeled, numerology, astrology, Native American, Hindu, Buddhism, Taoism. We have a section that's on the sacred books. We have the Bible. We have a whole section on death and grieving. And then in the other room we have herbs, books on health, journaling, calendars, New Age music, local authors. Beverly likes to buy from local artists and then has a showcase for them to begin to show either their books or their art.
In having the local artists, when they would come in with their books, and now there's stacks that I have to go through yet, there were only maybe 1 or 2 that were printed, that they did themselves, because it's so hard to break into the big companies. And I recognized that they were supporting me, I would support them. So I opened the door. Anybody in Florida who is, throughout all of Florida, who has written a book, I'll put it on the shelf.
Is there anything else you can think of that I've forgotten to touch on that you think is necessary to include? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Most definitely. The spiral circle is not me. She is an entity all her own, and she has been built by all of you. Anyone who walks that door is a part of her. So I'm her caretaker, that I'm very proud of, that I can pay the bills. It's the people of the community who have kept this place alive. Their dedication, their understanding, and their service. So I'm honored to be a part of them, and I'm very honored to be a part of her.